10 fragrances to make her heart start racing for you. These fragrances, they just are sensual. They evoke that feeling of want, and you can't go wrong with any of these. So let's start with the first fragrance of this list. First up, we've got a Initio fragrance, which this brand makes sexy ass fragrances, okay? And this one in particular, Narcotic Delight, it is delicious. It's so sexy. It's cognac, cherry, it's just jammy, it's a bit tobacco-y. It's such a delicious, sensual concoction of a scent. If you love your gourmand fragrances like Le Male Elixir or Le Male Ultra Male, if you like those sweet, bubblegummy, just indulgent scents, this one will be a hit for you, I'm sure. This is just a love at first sniff. It's intense, it's dark and mysterious. It literally makes my heart flutter. It is that sort of a sensual, deep, dark fragrance, absolutely divine and delicious. Next up is a Hugo Boss scent, and I've talked about this fragrance a few times now in the past, I don't know, 2 months, but I just can't stop talking about it. I'm so impressed. I love this scent. I smelt it once at the airport and I was like, oh my gosh, they have just made this fragrance perfect. And it's the new Boss, the scent Elixir. Man, the scent, it's so juicy. It's lavender, it's red pepper, but it's also juicy and a bit like coconutty as well. It's got a lot of spiciness in there as well. It's super long lasting, and just my eyes just are so bright when I smell this. It is a real like head turner sort of a fragrance. You'll make her really like love the way you smell. I promise you. This is, you can't go wrong with this scent. It's got just enough of that sweetness. It's got spiciness, that amazing masculine lavender. And yeah, this is to me the best scent Hugo Boss has put out yet. It is really impressive. Go and check it out, because yeah, I underestimated Hugo Boss fragrances, but this one is just I'm just speechless. It's that good. Next up, we've got a Nishane fragrance. They're all, these fragrances are quite strong. They're very, they just draw you in. And this is another one of those. It's Nishan Oud Kredo. This scent is rich. It's dry, it's woody, it's similar vibes to Oud Wood from Tom Ford, which is one of the sexiest fragrances of all time. I mean, it is that good. And this is very similar, but it also is a bit more smoky. It's a bit more chocolatey. It's got a bit more of this like raw, sexy animalicness to it. I would say this is more of a sexy take on Oud Wood. It's got this like sensual feel, whereas Oud Wood, it's very sexy, but it's got like this everyday sort of a scent demographic. So if you want something to really make her just heart race, this is pretty much like 100% success rate fragrance. Whether she's into fragrances or not, this will do the job. Next one, we've got another designer fragrance. I've tried to mix some niche and some designer, so there is something for everybody. This is another scent that is, you know, 100% success rate. This scent won't disappoint you. You'll get compliments, you'll get insane reactions, because it's just that good. Overall, it's a crowd-pleasing fragrance and it's phenomenal. It's the most wanted from Azzaro. Just smell it, like go into a store, smell it. It's amazing. It's amberwood, it's lavender, it's deep, it's juicy, it's extremely manly, but it's also approachable. I feel like that's why it's this ideal concoction of notes, because although it's so confidence boosting, and I feel like this guy who's wearing this, he is like the guy that women want. Like, he is that guy, but he's also approachable. He's not like standoffish, which which is why this fragrance I think is so likable. It's an insane fragrance, long lasting, and yeah, if you want a no-brainer, super sexy fragrance, then this one, I couldn't recommend it enough. Next up, a fragrance that I personally would say this is like a hot, fluttering fragrance. This fragrance was a love at first sniff for me. It is insanely good, okay? You'll get really good reactions for this one, and I couldn't recommend it enough. Again, Halan from Parfums de Marly. This is the fragrance to wear. It is sexy, it is strong, you can't miss it. It's this dry oud, it's saffron, it's bergamot, it's got this praline caramelly note as well, but it's not super sweet because of that dry oud. It really keeps it from being too gourmand. And I know many of you, because you leave comments, you don't like overtly sweet fragrances. I think this is the way to go if you want to like impress her and you want a fragrance that is strong and it is somewhat gourmand, but you might not love gourmands. This is a fragrance for you because of that spicy dryness. It really just keeps it going, keeps it fresh, keeps it in the air. It's got a huge sillage as well. You just can't go wrong with this one. I promise you. Like, this will send her heart racing for sure. Next up, we've got the fragrance that David Beckham wears as his personal scent, and it's Ambre Nuit from Dior. This is for me a perfect date sort of a fragrance because it's fresh but also very romantic. So you get a bit of that rose, a bit of that spice, and it's fresh enough to wear during like a summer day, but also it's warm enough with that amber gris to make it a bit more special and a bit more like cozy to draw her in. Overall, it's the freshest fragrance out of all of these fragrances that I'm suggesting. So if you love a freshie, then I would say go for something like this. And I mean, David Beckham wears it, okay? So I mean, you again can't go wrong with this. It's very masculine. It smells almost clean, but in this really sexy way. So yeah, I would say this is the most different scent profile in all of this list. Go for this one if you like the sound of that, because it's absolutely incredible. Next up is a fragrance that is a bit naughty. It is bad boy. It has got that energy, you know, and it is Killian Black Phantom. I've got quite a big sample here of this fragrance, and let me tell you, this, I've got it here on my arm already because I couldn't wait. This scent, it's just coffee, boozy rum. It's a bit of clary sage. It's slightly citrusy, but also very gourmand and rich and dark chocolate. This has got very like sensual, very dark energy, but in this delicious, really enticing way. So I mean, if you want that energy, if you want something, you know, a bit naughty, then this one, you can't go wrong with it, because it just smells like that. Her mind will go to that place, okay? So this is a really good fragrance. Next up, we've got a fragrance from Jean Paul Gaultier. You know I love Jean Paul Gaultier fragrances, and I would say the Le Parfum Intense from Jean Paul Gaultier is the most like heart racing, because it is so sensual. It's not screaming like Le Mal Elixir. I love that one, but to me that one is like fun energy. You're getting to know somebody, you're like on a date, you're doing like a fun activity. This is a more like you're getting, you know, to know each other, like you're just staring into each other's eyes, like that sort of a more intimate energy. This is that, and it's the most sexy fragrance to me from the whole line. It's just this minty goodness. It's a bit of vanilla, but it's so powdery. It's like you're in a fog and you're kissing. That sort of energy. Beautiful, really sexy, and spray a ton of it and watch the magic. Next up, it's a fun fragrance for making her heart race. If you love your fun gourmand fragrances, then Drunk Saffron from Borntostandout. You will definitely stand out with this one. It's such a strong fragrance. Like, you have to have that character. I imagine it on a guy who is that big energy. Like, he is just really talkative, quite loud, like that sort of a fun energy person. This is this rich, plum, saffron, powdery vanilla. It's so thick. It's got also leather, coffee. I mean, imagine that. This is like this delicious rum cocktail that you're having and you're just wearing it on yourself. Really nice, I would say manly gourmand. Gives a huge impression because it's a very loud fragrance. So if you're looking for something like this is super fun and really attractive smelling. And another scent, this is again more of this intimate, make her heart flutter sort of a fragrance. Very romantic. My personal favorite. I just can't with this fragrance. It is, I don't know, the whole line. I'm just speechless. I love it. I can't get over how good this scent is. And it's L'Homme Idéal, the new Parfum version. Just go and get it. Just go and get it. It is so romantic. Amaretto. It's boozy. It's got this almondy, biscuity scent. It's rich. It's tobacco, it's fresh, but it's warming as well. They've just done a most incredible job on this fragrance. It is a hit, okay? You can't go wrong with this scent. It is perfect for if you want to find like this intimate partner for life. This is that fragrance. It's like mind closeness and body closeness in one. It's that sort of a person. This fragrance, it's just phenomenal. You can't literally go wrong with it. Just go and get it. Just go and get it because yeah, this is my favorite fragrance out of this whole list. It is that good. I mean, I hope you can now get it in the US because for the longest time it wasn't available. So I'll try to link it, but it's just phenomenal. I can't speak to it enough. It is just mouth-wateringly good. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and also let me know in the comments what fragrance you got the most like drastic reaction for ever in your life. Let me know in the comments what that fragrance was. For me, I'll start with that one. So if you want a fragrance for your loved one, for me it was Guidance from Amouage. I never got so many reactions from people with that fragrance. I got reactions from strangers. It was absolutely crazy. So if you're looking for a gift for somebody in your life, Amouage Guidance, I highly recommend it. But let me know what yours was. I'll link all of the fragrances in the description, of course, as always, for you to test. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. It's so thick. Oh. Wow. Nie mogę oddychać. Wow. I'm gonna make her sneeze.